in the lounge during a gripe session. Here, hey, Blarney.
Well, that news...
I didn't go on my sailing trip soon enough. I think I'll restage that thing and sure enough get out of here for a year before I punch that guy inside out.
I know, I knew I was going to hate him.
You should have been there at those stupid stock car races. My head's still buzzing. I mean, I think it ruined my eardrums. And I hated it even more just because he wanted it. I can't stand that guy, that old red face and that thinning hair, and he's got a big fat gut on him.
I have a red face, but mine is lovable.
Yours don't look as red as his does. It's because he has a terrible temper.
And he had his vein sticks out on his forehead all the time.
Look, I went in there and tried to talk sense to him. I used my greatest charm and diplomacy, and I talked...
You know that only works with women, Squint.
Yeah. I talked to him man to man and pointed out our ambitions and what we're trying to do here. But he's got a deaf ear.
He keeps treating us like children, like we have a little thing to play house here all the time. All he wants is money, 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 money.
Yeah, that's all he cares about is... That's the trouble between art and business. It's always this money thing.
You know, I think America has gone downhill quite a bit since 76 when we started.
The American way of life is dying. We get to fight to protect it. He wants us to lose all our individuality and be just like all the other towns with no local creativity. Any fool can sit and watch network
stuff. And already, Cyril has calculated up the, think about, and he said 50% of the viewers are down.
That's right. The people in the town are really mad about it. And there's been a lot of mail griping about all of this. He doesn't realize that what made it so nice here in Stag Bluff was letting us participate. That's right. People are tired of sitting there like passive idiots watching whatever's dished out to them. They want a chance to participate themselves.
And we got exactly 150 calls for people wondering when Cuthbert's cooking show would come on.
That's right.
At 12:01 in the morning.
And,
Instead it was Mary Tyler Moore.
Everyone was saying just what we were, that there's already too many network reruns, and they already do that on KPER and KSAW, the other stations, and that's what made our station so fun, because we had a live studio audience, and people could come down and take part.
We were nice and lovable.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old days when you could ride the merry-go-round and catch the brass ring. You didn't just sit there and have stuff done to you. You could do things back. And we had all kind of participation. He's trying to kill that. But that's why I ain't living right away. I'm going to stay here and fight, and I'm going to get me films made. I'm going into independent production.
So am I.
Well, it was good you had a chance to buy out Al's part of your partnership. Now, instead of Strangerfield, with your names combined, it's back to Dangerfield Productions. But you can still be an independent producer and do them. Maybe it'll take longer, and it'll take, you'll have to do them in little bitty segments, but we're not giving in to this guy. We'll do it on our own. There's only so much money he'll allow me to back up the films I'm making. But I'll make them anyway with me own money.
He made a few passes at Kelly Jean.
And I can't stand him. He doesn't appeal to me at all. Just because I said I was divorced. And then he bounces me back to the typing pool and then expects a favor for that? Huh. That's not the way I operate.
That guy's a suckwad.
Sure. Most definitely. Dirty idiot. We'll show him. We'll have to go along with him up to a certain point. But beyond that, we're going to keep this idea alive that Al started. Boy, wouldn't he be sick if he was to find out about this. But I didn't want anyone to write and upset him. He needs complete rest. He didn't need to be put into a nervous fit over this. It might kill him. That's right. I'm almost afraid it would. You worry him to death. He's probably worried enough as it is.
It's a good thing we quit that comedy show, because if it was still here, he probably would have thrown that out with the garbage.
He probably wouldn't. It was very successful, too. I guess I'm lucky to even have what I got left. He had to leave some of it, because the public's already mad enough with what he's dumped out.
How's the travelogues going, Squint?
Very bad. You see, they've heard all them things I had to pronounce.
And I didn't want to do no feature on Mexico. I've done that before.
I can't even pronounce the dumb Mexican names. Tlaxcapatolapatoms.
Here.
Jeez.
Well, I know when I get on the air, I'm going to foul that up, too. I never could get it straight in the rehearsal. Here. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll just bide our time and we'll win yet. We'll work around this jerk. I know that Al didn't know anything about what kind of a personality this guy was going to have.
Oh, he didn't, because this guy acted all, just fine when he was talking to Al. Oh, sure. I know the policy that you had there, and I certainly will uphold it and all that. I was told that by Al, that this guy, was supposed to be in complete support with Al's ideas. But even if he hadn't lied to Al, we still couldn't have helped it. Al wasn't here to do it, and this guy stabbed him in the back in a way, and us too.
No one stabs me in the back and gets away with it.
I've lost money, though. My salary was cut because my show was reduced, and he had the nerve to offer me some little dumb office boy type of job around here to fill in.
Well, I know, he made me try to empty ashtrays.
What about me? Back to part-time again. And say if I don't like that, I can be out on my ear. He sure didn't show no respect for me, and look at hard creative work I do.
I know, and he got rid of my comedy show entirely, and that went through months of research to get each little thing. And I'm in that secretarial pool, and if I do quit, I'm going to go to some other city and start something.
This guy ain't got no conception of how hard it is to do good comedy. It takes a lot of living and a lot of psychology and warmth and understanding to be able to do
And he
comedy.
wanted us to do one of those shows with those little snot-nosed kids in it again. They think all kids are like that.
And then he's taking up valuable airtime with that horrible old stock car race. They already have enough. They got movies about that. If anybody wants to go see that, why do they have
Le
to
Mans,
stick that mess on there? It gives me a headache.
weak little plots.
Brett used to love to work in your film, Squint, but he says he don't even like to come down here now with this Ringwald guy here.
But he does like to watch the stock car race.
Well, Brett likes the races, and he likes boxing and he likes the races and everything, but he don't like the way Ringwald's going about all this. Especially when I told him about even suggesting that I be sent back to the typing pool.
I know.
Who does he think he's talking to? Squint's a star, and so am I, and so are you. We were stars, local stars, but we were stars, and he wants to reduce us back
now we're
down.
all supposed to be little office people.
He has no respect for the artist, only the buck. But we were making good money for the station with everything we were doing. This all came up at a terrible time. It's just going to take a while, but we'll get it all back the way it was. And remember, didn't write nothing bad about it to Al. We didn't want to upset him. Maybe he'll recover quicker than he thought. But not if we tell him that.
Yeah, that's for sure.